We're going to talk a little bit about traceability right here. As you can see the procedure, and as you can see there's actually two types of traceability. There's permanent and temporary. And permanent is obviously put on after the part is totally done, or it could be on raw material. It's usually done by the manufacturers at the end of the process to identify it. And in the process of working here, as you can see, there's individual parts here that have traceability tags on them to identify each component. Over here we have a particular situation where different parts are put together, and because of the conforming coat, the tags don't go on here because they're going to be sprayed right after they leave here. They're put in sections, so we took the tags off. And another form of traceability is the traveler work order, which is always on the site, and that identifies what work is being done on that page or in that cell. And here's the calibration. They use a color code here to signify the month that it's due for calibration, so at a glance they can tell by the colors. Usually referred to as a Kanban, and if we go over to the units here, you can see here's the identifier, and then also the color-coded tag that identifies when that's going to be calibrated again. Here's another couple ways of traceability. As you can see, here's traceability on the calibration of the units. Each unit that's used for final testing is identified with a sticker here that identifies its number, and that there is traceable for its calibration. They use color codes, and here's some units again with tags on them, and here's a color code here showing that calibration is due in October. I'll bring you over to that in a second. Here's another one here. Here's the Traveler, and the Traveler has what exactly has to be done, and this is one of the units that's being processed right now. Now, traceability in this particular area, when it's being worked on or in that stage, doesn't necessarily need identification because that would just interfere with everything. So once it leaves here, it gets put into the component box here, and the documentation is completed showing that the work is done, and it's inspected, and it goes back on the shelf to be assembled into the major component. Again, here's some more traceability. As you can see, it's simple. This is a kitting section. So each one of these boxes has a particular kit for a particular job. This is a segment of a completed unit. It's sort of like an item or a component of a completed assembly. And they're identified. The materials that are in here are identified as that meets the BOM or the bill of material of the parts that are used. And in here you'll find the Traveler and everything else that keeps track of it from start to finish and to the final installation.